Hey, hey, hey. Hope everyone is well. Just gonna wait for Hannah to join. Oh, 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 oh. Hey. Hey, Hannah. Right. Just adding. Hey. Oh, you know what? I forgot my headphone. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, I didn't have my headphone on,
I'm
so
not
I was just ignoring you.
I'm not echoing or anything.
I can hear some static now.
Okay, do you want me to get my headphones?
Yeah, if that's okay, it should be better. Cool. Right, whilst Hannah is grabbing her headphones, I'm just going to introduce what we're going to do today. So, we're going to be doing a weekly She Said Now. I don't know if you can hear me. So, She Said Now. I've gone completely crazy. Why She Said Yes. So, our Why She Said Yes calls are going to be interviews with these amazing ladies, just to tell us why she said yes to joining us on our amazing products and joining us in our amazing journeys. Hey. So Hannah's going to be our first guest speaker, and I think it's going to be great. Oh, that's better. I can't hear nothing now.
It's always so much better with
Cool.
headphones.
Yeah, I couldn't find mine this morning, so I was panicking. I was like, oh my gosh. Right, so I was just introducing it, saying this is going to be like a weekly thing now. We're going to be doing the She Said Yes, Why She Said Yes interviews every week. And you are our first guest. So could you introduce yourself, please, Hannah?
Hi everybody, my name is Hannah. I am a 34-year-old mum to 2 children, and I live in Newbury in Berkshire.
Cool. So I just wanted to kind of go into why you said yes to starting up on our products and what they have done for you.
Yeah, so I was introduced to the products around 5.5 years ago. It was my sister that introduced me. She told me about this new thing she was doing. I thought it was juices. I thought it was actual juices that you kept in the fridge or something like that. I had no idea. I was on maternity leave at the time, so I've had very little disposable income. And then my sister said, oh, I've been using these capsules. They're absolutely amazing. You need to give them a try. You can get the kids' ones for free. And at the time, to be honest with you, I couldn't afford them. So my sister just gave me some to use. And so I started taking them every single day. And after 6 weeks, I noticed that, so I used to have psoriasis on my elbows and knees. I noticed within 4 to 6 weeks, my psoriasis had cleared up. The spots that I used to get on the tops of my arms up here had cleared up. I had a 10-month-old baby at the time, so I was absolutely, you know what it's like when you've got a new baby. My energy levels just sort of came back again. In fact, better than they were even before I had kids. Hi! Even before I had the girls. So my energy was up. My skin, I've always had all right skin on my face, but you know, when I get a spot, it is like a mother of a spot. But you know, the psoriasis had gone, the spotty skin on the tops of my arms had gone, and also made me very regular with going to the loo, which was brilliant. So I loved the products really quickly, and then I started on the smoothies because I had some baby weight I wanted to lose. I didn't really like the idea of meal replacements and stuff like that. I thought it was like Slim Fast, that sort of thing. I didn't really understand. So I started using them because I needed a way to... What I was doing wasn't working. I still had like 9-10 pounds I couldn't shift. So I started using them. Within 45 days, I'd completely lost all of the baby weight. I felt amazing. I felt energized. I didn't feel like I was depriving myself. And I thought, okay, cool. This is something I can really get stuck into. And the great thing was it wasn't like a diet. It was a lifestyle. So for me, that was really important. I was done with diets, done with going up, down all the time. I just wanted a way of life that where I could be healthy, and it wasn't just about being skinny, it was about being healthy. So that's my introduction to the product.
I don't know, baby. Kiara was asking where her tablet is. So yeah, how do you feel after so long? This is actually kind of how has it helped you? How has it affected your life in the long run? I mean, I know obviously you've changed a lot, haven't you? So right from the beginning, you wanted to do different things with your health and improving your skin.
Yeah.
So how has it affected you, like in the long run, over the 5 years?
Well, it's just given me a totally different outlook in terms of how we eat as a family, you know, eating to nourish your body and, you know, making sure that it's given me a big awareness of like the power of plant-based nutrition. I'm by no means like a perfect eater or anything like that. God, no, that's not what it's about. It's about striking a balance. So I think the one thing I've learned is how to balance a lifestyle really, really well and still have all the things that you want, not feel deprived, you know, and still be able to go out for dinner. I'm going out for dinner with my friends tonight. I will never say no to anything. I'll always be there. I'll be the first one with a drink in my hand, but I know how to have my life on track the rest of the week, and that's what it's given me. That's what I've learned the most, really.
Yeah, I think I mean, with me, with like the boosters and things like that, I really like the fact that I can have that weekend and I can binge over the weekend. And if I've had my boosters, I know it's not going to affect me as much as if I didn't. So I think for me, it's kind of having that extra protection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to make sure. I mean, I'm not the sort of person to binge every weekend anyway, because actually that's not great for you, is it?
No, yeah.
But yeah, but it's just having that extra protection. So if you do want that extra one night, you can. So how do you feel it has benefited your children in the long? Because I know they're on the Chewies as well.
Yeah, so my children, so they haven't been on the product as long as I have because Orla was only 10 months when I joined. But as soon as they were at the point where, I mean, Orla from probably about the age of 1.5, 2 was using the Chewies and BB about the same age. And obviously I get those for free with my own order, so that's amazing value. So with Orla, it was great because not at the beginning, but as she got a bit older, she started developing eczema. So it was a great way to get extra nutrition into her, which apparently her eczema wasn't nutrition related, it was follicular, which is different. But what happened was we were very intermittent with giving her the Chewies. It was kind of just when we remembered. And then her eczema started to flare up. And what we did was we committed to taking 2 of each Chewy every single day. And after 3 months, her eczema in her arms and on the backs of her legs had totally cleared up. And I also top her up occasionally if I can with some of my capsules, if I can hide it in stuff. Like the vegetable-y ones are very vegetable-y, so sometimes I can't get away with that. But if I can top them up with some berry capsules, that's great. And then BB, you know, she's always just loved her Chewies. She does sometimes have problematic skin, but for her it's more a case of she really doesn't eat enough of a wide variety of vegetables, some fruits. So for me, with her, it's totally different because Orla eats a really wide variety, but with BB she doesn't. So it's making sure it's a safety barrier for us with her. So we know that even though she's only eating strawberries, grapes, sweet corn, I'm trying to think of any other vegetables that she actually eats, even though she's only having those, we know that actually she's getting the essence of 17 varieties each day with her Chewies as well. So I don't have to feel as panicky as I probably would if I didn't have them.
Yeah. So when you had BB, you were a juicy mummy, weren't you?
I was.
So what was the difference between your 2 pregnancies?
Yeah, I mean, obviously pregnancies are always different, aren't they?
Yeah,
But
totally.
so with Orla, I was working full time, and I think, you know, I was trying to make sure that I was eating enough because where I worked, it was very much a case of you just ate when you could. So it was a case of making sure I was eating enough. But with Orla, before I was using the products, I had really, really bad water retention towards the end of my pregnancy, to the point where like my friends barely recognised me because like just everything was so swollen. You couldn't really, there was no ankle between my foot and my leg. It was just, so the water retention was really bad. It was quite uncomfortable. And yeah, that was it. And I felt okay. I had a normal pregnancy, but then, and I did put on over 4 stone with her. And then with BB, I actually only put on about 3 stone with her because I carried on using my complete shakes like I do all the time. And I had absolutely no water retention, but I was pregnant over the summer for both of them. So the heat does have an impact, I think, but I never had any water retention with BB. And I do think that's because my nutrition was much, much better. And my energy was way better. I was going to the gym until I was 36 weeks pregnant, doing things like body attack, body combat, spin. Literally 37 weeks was probably about the time I decided that I couldn't sit on a spin bike anymore. So it was just a great way. It was just a great way to keep me fueled to do all things I wanted to do. But I will say, second baby, much more difficult to lose weight. So the complete shakes were an absolute godsend second time round.
Yeah. Kiara. She's brought something else down there. I can't ever actually do any lives without my children being somewhere
Mine
in the room.
are eating lunch, so it's a really good time.
Oh, you know, I really should have done that. I should have thought about it a little bit more. What? No director, not... Hi, Carlo. How are you? Right. So overall, obviously with me, I've lost lots of weight. So I went on the products just so I could lose weight initially and to boost my immune system. And that was my whole attitude for joining. My friend told me, actually, I need to boost my immune system as a minimum and then jump on and start losing weight. And to be fair, the first 2 months I lost 2 stone and
Amazing.
I had already... my immune system had started to bump up so much so that actually I have not really been ill in the last 4 years. I've had a few sick days, but so I've totally not been ill at all. And I think this is one thing that is actually amazing for me, is the fact that we can go through the year without having too many sick days. I mean, I know it's different for you because you're a work at home mum now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Whereas with me, obviously, I work 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I'm a crazy person. And that's what I like to do. So this is why I still do it. It's just one of those things. But I can't imagine a day where I'd be off work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I need to be off work. And I think that's so important.
You don't have time as a mum, right, to be sick. You just don't. No one cares when mum's sick. Like, you've still got to get the kids to school. You still got to go to work. Like, I run 2 businesses now from home. I don't have time to be in bed ill. Like, and one thing I've noticed that when there's something going round, if I get it, which is very rare, if I get it, mine's gone within like 24 hours, and everyone else is like a week, you know, and it lingers and lingers. And it's the same with my kids. It lingers around, but we managed to overcome it so much quicker. And I really think that's because all that great stuff we're having from the supplements that we take, the whole food nutrition, is feeding out the bacteria in our bodies in the right way. All of that bacteria has vital jobs to do in our body. And if you're not feeding all of those, your body misses out. And there's a top UK nutritionist whose article I read this week, and it said you need to be having the nutrition from 30 different plant sources every single week. So it's not just fruits, vegetables and berries, it's like seeds and other stuff as well. But for your body to function properly, it needs all that nutrition if you want it to be effective, you know, for your physical health and your mental health, which is a whole other issue. And what we have solves that problem. Because I think it's a very overwhelming thing for lots of people to think, oh my God, I need to make sure myself and my children are having all this extra nutrition, but actually supplement it. It's not just a vitamin, man-made vitamin. This is whole food, plant-based nutrition, and it's really, really powerful. And there's a reason it's been around for 25 years, you know, it's because it works.
Totally. I think that's what people forget though. They think that it's just a phase, it's just a fad, that being healthy is just something you do for 5 minutes and then you get rid of, and then actually you're going to be amazing for the rest of your life. Well, actually you need to really think about it, and you need to be healthy consistently to ensure that you and your family are consistently healthy and stay well all the time.
And actually respect your body enough to give it what it needs. Like, don't expect to feed it crap and expect it to perform and to not get ill. Like, you know, your job is to look after it. That's how I feel.
Totally. But I think it kind of makes a difference between, obviously, before I started, I used to buy this gym equipment you have at home, and I'd go on it for a week, and then I'd never use it again. I still actually have it upstairs.
You just hang
But
the washing on it.
exactly, it's just there, and you just don't do nothing with it.
No.
But when you're in that right mindset, when your body is actually doing what it's meant to be doing, you're like, oh, actually, that equipment's there. I really need to do something with it.
Yeah.
And then you get yourself into the rhythm, don't you? You think, oh, I can go to the gym. I
Yeah.
can do this. I can do that because actually I'm motivated enough. I've
Yeah.
got the energy now,
Yeah.
and I want to do it.
Absolutely.
Whereas I think before it's just like Christmas, or like your January New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
It's something you think you're going to do, you never really do.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. It's all just about getting the lifestyle balance right. And there's just, if
yeah,
anyone comes to me and they're like, can you tell me about your Juice diet? I'm like, oh. But it's our job to
totally.
educate people, right? Like, it makes
Yeah.
my heart sink every time that anyone would think it's a diet. But, you know, that's our job to tell people all about it.
I literally had someone last week say to me, I don't want to take juice. I was like, what do you mean you don't want to take juice? Excuse me? You're buying a bottle of juice right now. That is not what I do. So you're like, well, okay, let me put you straight. So we sit there for a little while, having a chat, and afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah.
I know it's amazing.
It's
I
amazing.
know.
Wouldn't have been using it for
Exactly.
like 5.5 years if it wasn't incredible.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, if something you're on for 5.5 years hasn't killed you yet, it's amazing. It's got to be good for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I just think there are so many people out there that are struggling with their health for, you know,
Yeah.
for lots of reasons. And I think there are lots of people that are going to the doctors and asking them to prescribe them things. And actually, if we could just take it right back and look at what are people putting in their bodies. I'm not saying that people shouldn't use medication, but what I'm saying is I think nutrition should be looked at first before we
Yeah,
start prescribing
totally.
medicines for people for all sorts of different things.
I mean, I actually remember being on loads of different tablets. I was on metformin for my PCOS. I was on amitriptyline for my migraines to help me sleep. I then went on amitriptyline for pain, to stop pain in my body. I had something, omeprazole, that was to do with like hiatus hernia. And then I had inflammation as well. My whole body was inflamed constantly. My inflammation markers were huge to start with. So anything I caught would inflame my body.
And I'm guessing the weight loss had a huge impact on that as well.
Yes, totally. I'm no longer the omeprazole. And the doctor actually said, when I went in there to see her, she actually said to me, because you've lost so much weight, it has improved so much. And she said the fact that you're on these, I showed her the capsules, and she said these are amazing. I can see what's in them. They're amazing for inflammation. Purely just because, not because they're capsule form or whatever else, or they're medicated. They're not. Just because the fruits and veggies I'm now putting in my body induce natural things that stop your body from becoming inflamed, if you know what I mean.
And
So
that's not a health claim, that's a proven thing.
No,
that
that is a proven thing.
back as well, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's probably there's loads of things you can look at that you can prove just by looking at the fruits and veggies. And it's got nothing to do with our scientific backing. It's just fact. It is fact. We've got all these things with like blueberries. You've got vitamin B6. That's energy, pure energy. And you've got antioxidants. You've got loads of stuff. I'm not going to go into it because I could be here for hours. But yeah, so if my doctor's telling me I'm doing the right thing, then in my eyes, that's a good thing. Because doctors don't want to see us anymore. They don't want to see. They take ages to get an appointment.
And who wants to go to the doctor? I don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've got customers of mine who have suffered with eczema, particularly on their hands. They've been to the doctors, they've had all the creams, they've done everything, and their last resort is, okay, let's look at my nutrition. And the only thing that people say to me is, I wish I'd just done this like years ago.
Yeah.
But we don't say our supplements will help you with your eczema, because we're not allowed to say that, because everyone's so different. But we can share other people's success. I can share my own success with the product, and you know, the results speak for themselves, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally. Right, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much,
You're
Hannah,
welcome.
for
Thanks for
coming
having
on
me.
this call. It has been amazing. I hope some of you guys are a little bit more enlightened. If you have any questions, pop it in the comments. Me and Hannah will get back to you, or pop me a DM and I will have a chat. So I hope you have an amazing weekend.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Bye.
Bye.